If you're a man over 60, I want you to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Because the truth is, death often starts in your legs. Not in your heart, not in your lungs. In your legs. And yet, no one talks about it. You might notice it subtly. Your legs get tired faster. Your balance feels off. Stairs take more effort. Or you catch yourself dragging your feet without realizing it. You shrug it off and think, I'm just getting older. But what's really happening is much more serious than that. I've seen it hundreds of times in my clinic. A man over 60 comes in, complaining of low energy, stiffness, weakness in the thighs, or cold feet. He doesn't know it yet, but those legs are quietly telling a story about blood flow, nerve strength, and something we call sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss. And if we don't act on it early, that slow loss of strength can become dangerous. Not just for your mobility, but for your life. Because once your legs go, your independence follows. Your blood circulation drops. Your metabolism slows. You fall more easily. And one bad fall after 60 can lead to a hospital stay that, well, let's just say many men never recover from. But here's the hopeful part. This decline isn't inevitable, and it can be reversed, starting with what's on your plate. I'll get to specific exercises and mobility tips in a moment, but first, I want to tell you the truth that changed everything for one of my patients, a 68-year-old retired bus driver named Charles. Charles came into my office one winter afternoon, leaning on a cane. He told me he'd started having numbness in his left foot. He wasn't diabetic, wasn't overweight, and he wasn't in any obvious danger, but when I checked his circulation, it was poor. He had cold feet, weak calves, and couldn't stand on one leg for longer than 3 seconds. Charles thought he needed a better cane. I told him he needed a better grocery list, and that's what I want to give you today. Because as a man over 60, the foods you eat can determine how strong your legs remain, and whether you stay independent into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Let's start with something most people overlook completely: beets. Beets are a natural nitric oxide booster. That means they help open up your blood vessels and improve circulation, especially to your legs and feet. Poor circulation is one of the silent killers of leg health in seniors. It leads to cold feet, poor healing, numbness, and eventually muscle atrophy. I told Charles to start drinking 1 small glass of beetroot juice every morning, just 100 milliliters. Within 2 weeks, he noticed his feet weren't cold anymore. His legs didn't feel like lead weights in the morning. That's the power of real food. Next up, salmon. Wild salmon is one of the best foods for seniors' health. It's loaded with omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation, support healthy arteries, and nourish the nerves. And your legs need strong nerves, because when nerves start to go, muscles weaken quickly. I asked Charles to eat salmon twice a week, baked or grilled. No heavy sauces, just olive oil and lemon. He thought I was joking. A few weeks later, he told me he'd started walking without his cane. Slowly, but proudly. Another must-have: spinach. Spinach is rich in magnesium and potassium, 2 minerals that play a key role in muscle contraction and nerve signaling. Low magnesium is one of the reasons many elderly men experience leg cramps at night. If you're a man over 60 and you get nighttime leg cramps, chances are you're not getting enough magnesium. I recommend adding spinach to your omelets, salads, or even blending it into a smoothie. Charles started cooking spinach with garlic and olive oil twice a week. Not only did his cramping reduce, but his sleep improved too, because magnesium also calms the nervous system. Now here's a surprising one: lentils. Lentils are a powerhouse for seniors' healthcare. They're packed with plant-based protein, iron, and fiber. The iron helps carry oxygen to your leg muscles. The protein helps rebuild them, And the fiber supports gut health, which is directly tied to inflammation and therefore pain and fatigue. Charles used to avoid lentils, thought they were boring. Now he swears by lentil soup with a dash of turmeric, another anti-inflammatory spice that helps keep joint stiffness away. Speaking of spice, let's not forget ginger. Ginger improves blood circulation and reduces pain. It's great for elderly care and especially good for anyone dealing with arthritis in the knees or hips. You can drink it as tea or grate it fresh into your food. I drink ginger tea myself in the morning. So does Charles now. He says it wakes up his joints better than coffee. Number 6. Walnuts. Walnuts are rich in alpha-linolenic acid, a type of plant-based omega-3, and they support brain function and blood vessel health. A healthy brain sends stronger signals to the legs. I tell all my older patients to keep a small bowl of walnuts on their kitchen counter. A handful a day is all you need. And finally, watermelon. This one surprises people. Watermelon contains an amino acid called citrulline, which boosts nitric oxide, just like beets, and helps keep blood flowing freely. It also helps hydrate the body, which is essential because dehydration makes muscle fatigue worse. Charles thought watermelon was just for summer. Now he eats a few slices after lunch several times a week. And yes, it counts as dessert too. Now, if you're listening and thinking, well, I already eat some of those foods, I want you to ask yourself honestly, are you eating them consistently or just once in a while? Because consistency is the medicine. I'm not asking you to go vegan or become a chef. I'm asking you to fuel the machine, your legs, because they are your foundation. When your legs weaken, everything follows. You move less. You lose balance. Your circulation drops. You spend more time sitting. And sitting, my friend, is the real silent killer. Let's shift now to what happens when you start moving again. When Charles began walking daily, just 10 minutes a day, no more, his progress accelerated. Why? Because movement is what keeps the blood moving. It's what tells your body, I'm still using these muscles. Keep them alive. If you're a man over 60 and you haven't taken a brisk walk in a while, start tomorrow. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. No music, no phone. Just you and the road. Feel your legs again. And here's something most men overlook: balance. Can you stand on one leg for 10 seconds? Try it. If you can't, that's your warning sign. Balance isn't just about preventing falls. It tells you how strong your core and leg stabilizers are. Weak stabilizers lead to weak hips, and weak hips mean shorter steps, slower reaction times, and greater risk of falling. Charles started practicing balance while brushing his teeth. One leg, 10 seconds. Switch. It added up. Now, he does 30 seconds on each leg without wobbling. That's elderly wisdom in action. Doing small things every day that build strength over time. I want to share one more story before we wrap up. An 82-year-old gentleman named Henry came to see me recently. Tall man, former military, very proud, very polite. He told me, "Doctor, I used to walk every morning, and now I can barely make it around the house without needing to sit down." I looked at his chart. No major diseases. Blood work looked decent, but his legs were thin, very little muscle tone. And when I asked what he'd been eating, he told me toast for breakfast, crackers and tea for lunch, and soup for dinner. No protein, no real fuel, and no movement. I told him gently, "Henry, your legs are starving." He smiled, a bit embarrassed, and said, "You sound like my wife." I gave him the same food list I just gave you, told him to start with lentils and eggs, add in beets and spinach, take short walks, sit in the sun, Rest, repeat. He came back 6 weeks later, standing straighter, moving smoother, eyes brighter. He said, "I feel like my legs belong to me again." That's the power of food. That's the power of advice for elders that actually works. Not pills, not hype, just real action. So let me leave you with this. If you're a man over 60, don't ignore your legs. Don't wait until they give out. Feed them, move them, listen to them, because your legs are your independence. They're your freedom. They're your life. And if they've been quietly weakening, now you know what to do. Start by eating the right foods: beets, salmon, spinach, lentils, ginger, walnuts, watermelon. Then walk, breathe, balance. Trust your body to come back. Because death may start in the legs, but so does recovery. You just have to start. If this helped you today, give it a like so YouTube shows it to more men who need it. And don't forget to subscribe to Better Man After 60, where we bring you real advice, real stories, and real hope. You've still got strong years ahead. Let's make sure your legs carry you there. I'm Dr. James Hartley. I'll see you in the next one.